there were four. The semifinals began with a game in New York between Italy and Bulgaria. Italy, a pre-tourney favorite. Bulgaria, a big surprise. Played very well against Germany to eliminate them. From the organizing committee's perspective, going into the final, they were clearly hoping that Italy was going to be there. It was going to make the game that much more glamorous. Luckily for the tournament's perspective, they did with an exciting 2-1 win over Bulgaria. The semifinal in Pasadena featured everybody's pre-tournament favorite, Brazil, against Sweden, which was another surprise to be in the semifinals. The organizing committee got a 1-0 win from the Brazilians on a great header by Romario late in the game, setting up the dream final between Brazil and Italy. All eyes were focused on Los Angeles, where the organizing committee was ready to put on a show. The wow factor was in high gear. Soccerfest had taken over the Los Angeles Convention Center and had everything to offer for the soccer fan. Clinics, merchandise, and historical soccer memorabilia were on hand. Even the world record soccer ball juggler stopped by for 19 hours, 20 minutes, and 3 seconds. Next was a taste of Rodeo, a star-studded event on the streets of Beverly Hills, raising money for cancer research. Meantime, an engaging week of music was showcased at the famous Hollywood Bowl, with some of the world's best music entertaining World Cup visitors. Speaking of music, they said it would never happen again. Encore the Three Tenors, reuniting Pavarotti, Domingo, and Carreras. On the eve of the World Cup final, more than 50,000 fans enjoyed the spectacular concert in a sold-out Dodger Stadium.
The incredible quality of the musical and cultural events that were attached to the World Cup and which culminated in the Three Tenors concert in Los Angeles was just very, very moving.
The goal for the '94 World Cup was to make soccer history, and by all accounts, World Cup '94 did just that. Attendance records of 3.6 million were set, as was a cumulative television audience of 32 billion viewers. 2 billion watched the final game alone. That's 2 out of every 5 people on this planet watching one event at one time. It was now July 17th. With a packed Rose Bowl stadium, Whitney Houston treated the world to an incredible closing ceremonies, one of the greatest in World Cup history. And when the smoke from the grand finale had cleared, the world was ready for the final game, which would prove to be quite memorable. A defensive struggle between two of the greatest teams in the world, and the first World Cup final to be decided on penalty kicks. Italy's patience and discipline against Brazil's brilliant skill and creativity. Baggio versus Romario. Back and forth they went. Attack and counterattack. A shot and a save. Were it not for two of the world's best goalies and the help of a lone goalpost, the game may have been won outright by either team in regulation. In the sweltering heat, after 90 minutes of regulation and 30 minutes of extra time, the game would be decided by a nail-biting penalty kick shootout. With almost half of the world's population at the edges of their seats, a World Cup victor was close at hand. Italy's Franco Baresi was up first, high over the bar. Marcio Santos of Brazil saved Paiuca. Both Italy and Brazil made their next 2 shots. Italy's Massaro was up next, saved by Taffarel. Dunga for Brazil was up. Goal! It was 3-2 Brazil. Italy had their 5th and final shot. It came down to Roberto Baggio, the one man responsible for Italy's presence in the final. He had to make it. When his kick sailed over the crossbar, the Brazilians had won the 1994 World Cup, becoming the first team to win 4 World Cup titles.